Hey everyone, it's Miss Brood. We are here today to learn about my favorite unit rate activity. Now, it kind of sounds a little silly to say my favorite unit rate, but so many things in our world have unit rates, and it's a matter of trying to kind of expand our idea of what a unit rate is. And the fact that they're all around us, they're in sports, they're in food, they're in things that we buy at the store, like a pack of cards. They're just kind of everywhere. And I want you to kind of be thinking about all the places that you see and hear unit rates around you and probably didn't know about it until we started learning about it here in math. So here's my favorite unit rate activity. So the first thing, step one, is brainstorm as many ideas as you can about things that come in a unit rate. For instance, you might say, I just ordered a pack. This is true. I actually just ordered a pack of birthday cards, partly so I could send you all birthday cards with a little surprise in for your birthday. But you can see there's one box, and it even tells you right there there's 48 greeting cards. So here's an example. I just ordered this. I wasn't thinking about math, about unit rates, but here it is. It's 48 cards per box, per one box. So you might know of just a ton of other things, or you maybe haven't thought about it much. So if you haven't, now's the time. So the first thing is you're going to brainstorm at least 5 ideas of rate situations that include different topics and choose ones that are interesting to you. They can be like hobbies, food, sports, things you buy at a store like a Walmart or a grocery store. But in particular, we are looking at ideas for an already a unit rate. So if you have something like that weird one where we had last week where it was 5 bags of oranges for $30, you can absolutely use that if you want to challenge. So if you're like, yeah, I totally get this unit rate thing, I want to challenge, try something that doesn't start as a unit rate. If this is kind of feeling new for you, start with something that has a unit rate. Step 2, you're going to fill in the chart. As you think of your topics, you're going to fill in the boxes and you're going to put an image. You're going to have to go out onto the internet and grab an image, or maybe you take a picture with your device or a screenshot or something and find a picture and put it in the box. Then step 3, you're going to choose one of your topics, whichever one you want to choose, and you're going to make a rate table on that. And then from that data, from that information, you're going to make a rate table that has all the kind of information that a rate table should have. So let's look at my example here. Here's my example. As you can see, I'm going to grab my writing utensil here. There we go. All right, as you can see, I started out with a little bag of mini Oreos. Whoops, I didn't mean to cross that off. I just meant to circle it. There's my picture. I took that picture. I had a bag of little mini Oreos, so I opened them up and counted them. There were 9 baby Oreos per bag, per one bag. Remember, that one is invisible. We're trying to make it visible in this exercise. So 9 baby Oreos in each or in every one bag of mini Oreos. Then I was thinking, yeah, because we like Oreos, plus we had those in our house already. Okay, so then the next one, we love to hike. I love to hike in the mountains. That's my favorite place to hike. So I was thinking, how many miles can people hike in the mountains? And I typically maybe would hike a little bit less because we're not used to the altitude when we go out there. And you can Google it up too. If there's something that that you're interested in, but you don't know the exact information, just Google it up. So 8 miles per one day of hiking. So I wanted to know how far I could hike. 8 miles per day. 8 miles in a day, 8 miles each day. So 8 miles per one day of hiking. And there's my picture. That's the Mummy Range in Colorado. Those are the mountains in the Rocky Mountains. That range specifically is called the Mummy Range. And you can see that because it looks like a mummy laying down right there. You can see the mummy. If you look at the tops of the mountains, kind of it looks like a mummy. Now, then the next one, I love to play volleyball. So there are 15, oops, my lights turned on again. Come on. All right, there we go. There are 15 players per one WIAA volleyball team, and that's specifically in a tournament. Now, because I am not from Wisconsin, I didn't get to play WIAA sports. I'm from South Dakota, but you might recognize this team. You may. So this is actually Waterloo. So they won the state championship a few years back. And so that's their team, their WIAA team. So you can see I put the number of something per one something. So that's the number of players per volleyball team. So those are my 3 that I brainstormed. You're going to brainstorm at least 5. Now, I'm going to go and grab a different color. Now, once you're done with that, then you're going to make your own rate table. Here it is. Now, you see, I chose hiking. So I chose the day. There's the unit. So that's the unit. And it is per one day. So that's my unit right there. And then this is, they like to call this the product, because this is where we either continue to add the same thing, or we multiply by the number of, days or whatever it was. So this is the day. These are the miles I hiked. After day 1, I would have hiked 8 miles. After day 2, I would have hiked 16. Now take a look at this. I did not go straight in order. There is some missing. In fact, I could have even put them out of order, and that's okay. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but if you want a challenge, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is easy for you, then choose some numbers that are harder. So I chose 1 day, 2 days. What about after 5 days? I'd hiked 40. What about after 9? And then what about 2 weeks? So I chose 14 days. So here's my title. Let me get a different color here. Here's my title, Miles I Hiked in the Rocky Mountains. You need to have that for sure. Now, here's the labels right there. You need to have your labels. Make sure you've got that. And then this is the last piece of the rate table after it's all filled in. Here we go. Check this out. Here's my unit rate sentence. While in the Rocky Mountains, I hiked 8 miles per day. That's that same formula where it's 1, 2 lines, and then the word per, and then 1 more line, 8 miles per day. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful for you. And yours is right on the bottom. Look at that. There's yours right there. It's your turn. Follow the steps. You can go back and reread the steps if you need more help. There they are. This is where you're going to brainstorm yours. Remember to put this number of something per one something, and then grab a picture or take a screenshot of it, something that's interesting to you. And there, I got your table started and set up. So when you're done with this, you know what to do. Go back into Google Classroom, click, turn in. See you next time.